Hi, my name is Hannah Hayes, and I made this presentation with credits to Maya Stevens. This is a Central Leadership Council presentation, or a CLC presentation, and I'm going to talk to you guys about time management and organization strategies to prevent becoming overwhelmed. So first, I'm just going to show you a few options of organization strategies, things you can use to plan out your week or month. So here's just a monthly planner so far. This is a more realistic monthly planner. It's a paper planner. This is the one I use. It's one that UCM makes. It's nice because it has when spring break is, holidays, and other specific days to UCM, like when the semester ends. It is on this calendar section, the monthly calendar, that I write down significant dates, appointments, days I'm going home to see my family, and sometimes days I work, so I make sure I don't double book days. Here is an example of a weekly planner. This is another page of my planner. It's another weekly planner. It's how I plan out my week and write down all of the assignments and daily plans I have. It helps me stay on track for what I need to do that day and what's due that week. Another great option is a Google Calendar. On this, you can again put any family or social events in this, classes, work, schedules, anything else. This form of planning is beneficial because it allows you to plan your day on the go, because you're probably always going to have your phone. You can set reminders also to help remind you of your schedule, which is very nice. Here's another more online looking version of a weekly planner. Another way you could plan is by using time block planning. This is a page from a friend's planner. She has her to-do list on the right and a time block schedule on the left, so she has both. She writes out what she's going to do by the hour or 30-minute intervals with wiggle room and a buffer in between. On the schedule side, the time block side, this is also where she adds tasks that she does every week that are repetitive, like classes. Her to-do list on the right allows her to also write down other non-essential tasks of the day that still need to get done eventually, but that may not have been time blocked out for that specific day. Her planner is also interesting because it lets her prioritize by writing down her top 3 goals and track healthy habits like tracking water consumption, which I appreciate. Overall, you just need to find the planner method that is right for you and that works for your schedule and day. Here's another example of time block planning. Another type of planning you could use is a flow work timer. So it's a more out-of-the-box way of time management, which is where you just break down your work into about 25-minute intervals. It's in this time that you should be focused and productive. However, after this time, when the timer goes off, you can take a 3 to 5 minute break, then get back to working. After you repeat this 4 times, then you take a longer break that's about 20 to 30 minutes long. This way you can set goals in the time intervals. You can accomplish them while using this time management strategy. And you can also find software that will count these intervals down, or online you can just use a timer to do this. All of the organizational tools that we have talked about are very beneficial, but to achieve great time management, you are going to have to prioritize. It's important to know when the things that you have are due or what time and day they happen in order to order them in chronological order or in order of importance. It's also important to know the events that you are required to attend and ones that are optional. For example, I have specific days I work, and occasionally I have optional training days that I try to fit in my schedule if I can. It is very important to also set boundaries to let people know when you will not be available, and to say no if taking on something else is not possible for you. This is really important because taking on too many things can be a hindrance to your mental health. Additionally, if you cannot give your all to everything due to too little time, your work is not going to be 100%. It's not going to be as strong as it usually is, which is not really fair to yourself or those you're working with. Another way to have great time management is to create a good working environment. Some ways to do this are to turn off your phone and watches, to minimize any other distractions, to utilize study groups and make sure you're actually studying and not just socializing in them, to play music without words, to not work in high traffic areas where you will be interrupted, or distracted often, and maybe as an alternative, rent study rooms where you're alone and there is silence. It's very important to not get too overwhelmed in your studying because when we are stressed, we tend to study for long periods of time sometimes. So taking breaks is important because it lets your brain rest, digest the information so you can come back and continue to learn. It's also important because you need to ensure you're taking breaks to eat so your body is fueled. It may be helpful to set timers while studying to indicate when to take a break so you don't skip any meals. It's also important to set timers when taking breaks so you also don't take too long on that break, making your productivity be decreased. Multitasking is a negative side effect of time management, so something that we may want to avoid. It can decrease productivity, so it's important to finish tasks in full, then go on to the next one. So a way to fix this may be, instead of multitasking by listening to music and doing an activity, it may be helpful to choose music without words. It may also be helpful to finish one task, then do a different task that requires an alternate learning style. For example, you could go do an assignment that requires you to listen to a video, then go write a paper, then go work out, then go back and write a discussion board. You did none of these tasks at the same time, but they were different types of tasks, giving you some variety instead of doing the same thing over and over. It's also very important in time management to care for yourself. It's essential so you don't get burnt out and so you can carry out all your other tasks. For example, it's important to schedule breaks, make time for eating without working, have time to do things you like reading a book, working out, taking time to just cook dinner, schedule time to see your support system, your family or friends, and make time for hygiene like taking showers. Additionally, make time for sleep because this can directly impact how much work you can do in a day and how you are physically and mentally. Overall, it is important to know that even if you use great time management skills, you have great organizational tools, you do everything right, you organize your day, you make a schedule, you take good care of yourself so you're able to perform the work, there may still be problems that come up. This is why it's important to adapt. You need to expect the unexpected, make some backup plans, maybe even schedule some leeway if you predict a change will occur, and change the schedule when these things happen. It's also important to know that you are human and that it's okay to change the schedule if you need, because things happen and it's not a failure just to change the schedule. You will adapt and figure it out and it will be okay. Guys, I hope this helps you have better time management and think of more organizational strategies that you can use to not become overwhelmed. Thank you for your time. Again, this was a Essential Leadership Council presentation and these are my credits. Thank you.